Greetings. In this video we're going to be discussing about the Appraisal Contingency Addendum that you would accompany with your contract, your sales contract for purchasing a piece of real estate. So this is a very simple document, the Appraisal Contingency. We'll fill this out fairly quickly. Before we do talk about this document, I'd like to just talk about our real estate brokerage. Nizz Realty Inc. is a 100% real estate commission brokerage. That means we pay realtors 100% of your real estate commission. And we have essentially $0 fees for our agents. The only fee that we charge is a transaction fee whenever you close a deal. There's zero hidden fees and there's no surprises or anything like that. And we let you choose the transaction fee amount. We know what the competition's charging and we like to give out the best prices and deals as long as it's fair and reasonable. For more information about our brokerage, feel free to visit our website at nizzrealty.com or contact or email us, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions or give you a private, free confidential consultation. But enough about our brokerage. Let's talk about today's video and the document we're filling out. This is a fairly easy document. As always, you fill out the seller, buyer, and property address up at the top here. So you just put, let's make this simple and fast, seller's name up here, buyer's name down here, however many buyers or sellers there are. You put a property address here. Let's just say 123 Happy Street, the usual street that we use for filling as a placeholder. We won't fill out the rest. We'll just get to the end of this video and fill out this document. A lot of times this paragraph here is left blank. 10 days prior to closing, an appraisal is going to be delivered. But you could fill in the date here if you want. Let's say you want the appraisal done on or before this date. You could put a specific date amount here. You don't have to. You could just leave it blank and let the appraisal come in at least 10 days prior to closing, but if you want to put a date there, you can. Usually I see that part left blank most of the time, but sometimes I see realtors fill in a date amount that they want the appraisal done by this specific date, but a lot of times you can't control, especially if you're financing, you can't control the appraiser and when they're going to get it done. They usually try to get it done as quick as possible, but they may be a couple of days late or not, and sometimes it's just better to leave it blank, and they should definitely have it done at least 10 days prior to closing, preferably like 20 days, but it's up to you to fill in this part. Usually I leave it blank, but that's at your discretion if you want to fill in the date here. The only important thing to fill in is the appraised value of the property. So you basically can leave this blank too. It could be just the purchase price of the contract that you're writing up there. I don't like to leave this one blank. I like to fill in this specific dollar amount so that there's no discrepancies and it's filled in, it's not left blank. The one above it, the date, it's fine leaving that blank, but you could fill in if you'd like. This amount, if the sales contract is, let's say, $500,000, I like to put $500,000 there, the exact amount. But you could leave it blank. It's really not going to be a big deal because this actual addendum discusses if left blank then the purchase price. So basically, if the property doesn't come in at this appraised value, then the property didn't appraise, and this contingency protects the buyer and so forth. As it describes further in this paragraph, the buyer could walk out, get their deposit back because the property didn't appraise. Let's say the sales contract's for $500,000, the appraisal comes in at like $480,000. The buyer's not obligated to move forward because it didn't appraise for the sales contract amount or the appraised value. So I like to fill in this number here. You don't have to technically because it could be just the purchase price of the contract, but I don't like to leave it blank. And that's pretty much it for this document. Very simple. Buyers, sellers initial it, companies as an addendum to the contract, and that's it. We'll see you in the next video.